let's get to some of the somber news in the NFL, unfortunately. And that was with two marquee players. We had Malik Nabers go down with a non-contact knee injury, which is, it looks like it is an ACL, kind of for confirmation from Adam Schefter. They are going to do MRI tomorrow, but to be honest, that's just to ultimately confirm the injury. By now, they know that it's an ACL injury based on some of the testing that they did. But it's just unfortunate, right? You had Jackson Dart starting for the first time today. Got all this momentum. You even win the game against the Chargers, who were undefeated. And Malik Nabers goes down. And so the first thing you kind of think about is you've had some big injuries at MetLife Stadium, right? What's their field, Eric? What's their surface?
I know it's that obviously some kind of turf or that I don't even know what it's called, but
yeah, it's a turf field, right? The problem is
imitation grass kind of.
Yeah, it's like this. They call it like it's like this natural but fake kind of grass, right? So it's a field turf, but the problem is you know that it's caused kind of these injuries from the past, right? We think about Aaron Rodgers when he went down.
Field turf core.
Right? So it's at this point in the NFL, and you saw, I don't know if you saw Odell Beckham's tweet, but he's like, look, we know we want player health and safety. Why can't we just play on grass fields completely? And it's not that all turf fields is to blame completely. However, there's more chance that cleats get stuck, or more chance that when you're pivoting, something doesn't rotate as much, which causes these type of injuries, right? So I don't know. What are your thoughts on turf fields versus grass, or just this whole dilemma?
I mean, I'm assuming they probably do it because it's just like easier just to maintain. It looks nice. You don't gotta, obviously, when it's grass, it's actual grass. It's a different type of issue. But I don't know. I mean, obviously they're gonna probably look at data, and there has been some pretty big injuries there. And so for a league that makes all the rule changes, right, apparently to satisfy concussions and changing the kickoffs and changing the overtime rules, making it 10 minutes, as we alluded to earlier, from 15. And so you would just think that would be another thing that would be kind of talked about for player safety, especially if, somebody like yourself, you're saying that it's not necessarily all its fault, but there have been some pretty catastrophic injuries there and others stadiums and that have used that same exact turf. And so, it's something that the league probably does have to look at, and I'm sure they do often. But every time it happens again, and you're one of your stars goes out, that's the way they're going to take it serious, is if, more and more stars go out.
Yeah. So it's interesting. They switched to this like transitional period of a turf. It's a hybrid system mixed with natural gas and artificial. But for the 2026 World Cup, they are switching to natural grass, but they just haven't done it yet. So you're going to switch for soccer, but you didn't switch for your NFL teams. And this has been a topic for a while. So it's kind of interesting that they have this, whatever you want to call hybrid, but if it's hybrid, it's more turf than it is natural grass, right? So at this point, you are switching for FIFA, and you're switching because they have their rules that they have to play on natural, or they want to play on natural grass, I'm assuming, with all the World Cup games. And you let a player like this happen to a player like this when you could have just got natural grass to begin with. I don't know. I think it's just bogus, and I think most teams should be on grass fields. Not that it's going to prevent ACLs completely, or these type of injuries completely. However, I think we've had enough evidence that artificial turf is doing more damage than it is good.
Yeah, no, it's true. It's true. It's true to change it for the World Cup. We understand that, and there's economics, and they all these stadiums and cities make bids, and the way they get selected is by appeasing FIFA, and so I get all that. But yeah, it's something to kind of look at going forward in the future years.